Hi, I'm Jonathan. First of all, how many of you have succeeded in transferring the content of a DVD on your iPad? Nobody, that's a shame. But fortunately now we have StreamNation. Let's talk about Steve. Steve has a huge DVD collection that he wants to enjoy on all his devices. What he's going to do, he goes on StreamNation and order a DVD kit, which is a FedEx box with a label that he's going to use to send his DVDs to StreamNation. When they arrive at StreamNation, DVDs are backed up twice on StreamNation storage and on Amazon. They are transcoded in 4 different formats to offer an adaptive streaming and offer the best streaming quality in any conditions. And then they are sent back to Steve. Now Steve can enjoy his entire video library on StreamNation.com, on iPad, and on iPhone. Steve knows that there are a lot of cool stuffs on StreamNation. He's a huge fan of TED videos. So he goes on TED.com, pick the URL of one video, copy and paste it on StreamNation.com. The video will be downloaded, transcoded, ready to be streamed. Steve has a daughter, and in order to prepare their trip, he needs some videos to entertain her. He knows that she loves Sesame Street videos. So he goes on YouTube, picks a playlist on Sesame Street, copy and paste the URL in StreamNation. The content is downloaded, transcoded, ready to be streamed. Steve is a huge fan of independent movies. He loves his content on Vodo.net. The issue with Vodo.net is that you cannot download content if you don't use BitTorrent protocol. But Steve knows that he just has to copy and paste the URL in StreamNation, and the content will be downloaded, transcoded, ready to be streamed. As I'm talking to you, you see Steve's account with the notifications when the content is ready. So I repeat, Steve can upload all his DVDs, download any video on the web, and can use the BitTorrent protocol to add content directly to his account. Now Steve is on the go, so he goes on his iPad. So let's switch to the Elmo. On the iPad, on the Elmo, on the Elmo, Steve browses his library. Steve is a bit maniac, so he wants to add a cover to this Pioneer 1 video, and he clicks on Add a Cover, and in one click, he can add the cover to a content. Now it's time to fly, and he wants to get Pulp Fiction offline so that he can enjoy during the flight. Clicks on Download. The content is now cached, like on Spotify. Steve can enjoy his content offline. Now StreamNation starts at $4 per month for 100 gigabytes. And Steve goes on website. So it starts at $4 for 100 gigabytes. We launched today. At launch, our private beta, invite only. And this fall, we will add photos and music. Thank you very much.
Great. Let's hear it for StreamNation. David, you're nodding. You've had this problem with DVDs. What do you think?
We actually funded a company called Murphy Music that does something similar with music. You send your CDs in, and they've got 5 million CDs or something. I guess my question would be, is that piece of it really sort of a bridge solution? You know, it exists for a while until people are already, you know, they're not using their DVDs at all, which may already be now. Some people sending them in, putting them up for streaming. What does that turn into longer term? Because that's a problem that won't be around in 5 or 10 years.
DVDs is a way to put content in the system, and we've decided to start the presentation that way. You can also send we can send a hard drive to you that you can fill up with your content, and we can put that in your account. But more than that, with GoPro, iPhone 5, iPad, we are content creator now. I mean, I have almost as much videos that I have pictures of my kids. And the big vision of Stream Nation, because we are the streaming generation, is to create this storage for the family, where you will have the picture of your kids, your movies, the videos of your kids, your music, all the family storage. We will build our family legacy on Stream Nation.
But that's not what you just pitched.
Yeah, you just pitched something completely different, yeah.
That is not what you just pitched us at all.
He might lead with that.
Yes, I'm just thinking what's after. David was asking the question about what's next, what's in the 5-10 years from now.
Jonathan,
why not now, though? Why that vision? Why not now? I mean, I can download everything you said on iTunes. I can stream. I have Wi-Fi on the plane if I really want to. I can download YouTube if I hack it.
Well, the Wi-Fi on the
do
plane
all these
doesn't
things.
work for video.
Right. It's not great, but you know.
And you can't get DVDs onto an iPad. It's impossible. I mean.
Sure, but I can download it from iTunes, right?
Pay a second or third time.
Yeah, whatever. Like, money is not the objective for once, right? I mean, let's set it aside, because if you build a business around saving $2, it's hard to make money with that. So, you know, the vision that you explained of getting all this video that I have on my GoPro, recording me 12 hours of skiing, which I don't do, and my kids' videos on my, that's interesting. But right now, you just pitched us something that I can already do.
I get your question, but right now, if I have a DRM protection, if I'm not in my Wi-Fi in my house, if the file is an MKV, if the connectivity is bad, I never enjoy my files.
But I think if you go around today and ask people how many have them, you asked, your first question was, how many people have transcoder DVD, and not a single hand went. My hand went up because I'm 40 years old like David, and we're old and we do stuff like this. But like everyone else behind us doesn't.
Well, let's ask the question clearly. How many people would love to have a product, as stated, that let them rip their DVDs and rip down the TED Talks and a YouTube? Raise your hand if you want that product. It's about half the audience, right?
All right, how many of you would pay for it?
It's a good amount. I got a couple other things I think, just to think you think about. One is, I think you need to check into copyright issues. You're going to probably run into some issues if you're holding. It's one thing to buy a DVD when the rights providers are probably allowing how it's distributed. If you're going to hold all this content on a server and stream it, you should make sure you can actually do it.
Well, why don't you answer that question? Yeah. What is the legality here? If I rip my own DVD, is it clear in the United States what that means?
So technically, you have the right to back up your DVDs. You don't have the right to circumvent any DRM. Which leads to a lot of...
There's a difference between you backing up your own DVDs and a third-party company storing that intellectual property.
Is there?
And all I'm saying is look into it. We don't need to get into legal about it.
Yes.
Yeah, so just the answer that, because we've worked with lawyers who work with Google and some other companies, the fact that we're doing it on purpose, I mean, for the user, doesn't put us in a situation where we are copying things that we don't have the right to. We're just doing things for you. So you send us the DVDs and we copy them. The issue is that you don't have the right to circumvent DRM, and this is right now a big issue with the content industry.
So just look into it. The second thing is the two assumptions I think you need to be careful of. One is, I don't personally think people, what you're describing as the TED example in the Sesame Street, it's basically bookmarking for video. If you have online access, I'm not going to go to TED and grab the link and put it in there and I'm just going to go to TED and I'm going to watch the video. The third thing is really just check this assumption you have. The barrier, I think, to get people to put their DVDs in the mail, send it off, wait for it to get back, that's a hard user experience. And to the point that you were making, once you upload all the DVDs, it's a dying industry, right? People aren't buying DVDs anymore, so you're solving a legacy problem. So it's going to be hard to potentially charge an ongoing subscription. I would rather just get a DVD burner I can plug into my iPad and then upload it that way. I think you're on to something really good. You've just got a lot of moving parts, and I think you got to move quickly to figure out what's going to work and what's not going to work.
Okay, final question from our panel.
Yeah, I have a question. How does
Ask the media guy. How do you feel about that? I mean, if this was an application to the media camp, what would you say?
So yeah, so one question I have is how this compares to Ultraviolet. You know, what's the difference between what you are offering and what Ultraviolet offers?
So two different things. First, we offer you the ability to add all your DVD collection while Ultraviolet is limited to the new release, first point. Second point, the system is really open to any platform, so you can use it on Android, you can use it on iPhone, and you're not stick to only the partners that work with Ultraviolet.
But actually, Ultraviolet is ultimately just a digital rights management, platform.
Yeah. We know that.
Where you get it from, depends on who produces.
Yeah, I think that the approach that we take for movies, as I said, is a very specific one because nobody in the industry is trying to do that right now. And we will enlarge it to all your personal media. So Ultraviolet is one piece, but right now, I don't know any service where I can take my DVDs or upload all my personal videos into that and stream them on any device with an adaptive streaming that can be used on any connectivity.
Let's hear it for Stream Nation. Well done.
Thank you.